Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. And remind you, all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our official website, StephenKnightShow.com. You can also watch us on YouTube. Linnea, where can they follow you on Instagram?
I am Linnea Love, all over, LYNIALOVE.
Chike, where can they keep up with you?
I am the real Absolutely Chike on Instagram, Absolutely Chike everywhere else. And please also follow my interview platform, Conversations with Chike Evans on Instagram. I don't promote that enough, but please check me out. I'm kind of dope.
Check them out. Those are great stuff. Well, Mike Tyson reportedly put his champion paws on a man last Wednesday night. Known for his historic boxing career, Michael allegedly got into a physical altercation after repeatedly asking the man to leave him alone. A short video captured the rain of punches that landed on the man's head and face. According to TMZ, who first broke the story, a witness said the incident occurred around 10:30 p.m. local time on a plane at San Francisco's International Airport. Mike Tyson fights a man who continued to engage with him despite his wishes, apparently, and Mike was exercising patience with an overly excited fan who wouldn't stop talking to him. A separate video shows a man standing behind Mike's seat talking loudly. When Mike had enough, he told the fan to chill out, but the man persisted with the conversation attempts. At one point, he allegedly asked for an autograph. A source close to the boxer told TMZ in an update that the fan was actually extremely intoxicated and provoking Mike. After a fury of punches, a witness says Mike walked off the plane. At this time, it's unclear if this means he completely left the plane, headed to Florida, or simply switched seats. It's also unclear if the plane was midair when the fight broke out. An aftermath video shows the fan with drops of blood leaking from his hairline and eyebrow area. The man did seek both medical and police attention following the incident. Per TMZ, neither JetBlue or law enforcement sources have issued statements in the potential case. Mike Tyson hugs a man who pulled a gun on the comedy show. Less than a month ago, Mike approached a dangerous situation with compassion. A man challenged him to a fight at a comedy show, a request Mike didn't entertain. When the host asked the man to leave, he became angered, pulled out a gun, and threatened to shoot the host. But he decided instead to put the gun away after the boxer responded by opening his arms and embracing the gunman. The opposite reactions put forth the question. What exactly did the fan on the plane say that might have fueled Mike's physical response? We know we'll have to wait, but what I've heard was that the man actually spit on Michael, I guess when talking real loud, spit on him, and then I think he hit him with something on accident. Chike, why I was watching Michael Rappaport, he co-hosted, or he guest hosted Wendy Williams today. He said, out of all the people to mess with, Mike Tyson? What are your thoughts?
So there's this footage of Mike Tyson when he was probably at his worst, and he's on stage and he is like turning into the Tasmanian devil. And like I jokingly send that clip to my friends as a joke and be like, if you keep messing with me, you're gonna get some of this. Mike is known for what they say on the cartoons, murderization. Like, don't mess with him. Don't mess with him. I wouldn't even begin to I probably wouldn't even speak to him if I saw him in public, honestly. However, according to the reports, all the man did was antagonize him. He didn't put his hands on him. And, the spitting is allegedly, right? If we're going according to the law, the man did not put his hands on him. And I discussed this with Linnea. What I'm worried about, what's going on in society now, is that we now have 2 incidents within a month's time. 2 Black men are putting their hands on people, and there's no repercussion really for those actions, at least not as of yet. And we've had people behaving very badly in government and have done the worst things to people, and there has been no consequence for those actions. And I'm thinking that the temperature now is that you can do things and get away with it. That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of, what's happening. And Mike's known for being aggressive and a brute, and it kind of lingers with him. Regardless, it just stays with him. I don't know what's going to happen in this situation. It's unfortunate that it happened, but please, people, leave Mike alone if you see him in public.
Yeah.
Just leave. I don't have anything else to offer.
Lanier, what are your thoughts?
He bought them hands, and not that I'm encouraging, I'm encouraging violence. So he had his friend record him antagonizing Mike Tyson. Because the caption of the first video, my friend is annoying Mike Tyson. And he's like jumping up and down behind him. He's pulling on his seat, and he's drunk. And need I remind you, he has a criminal record this long, this drunk, that's bothering him. Now, mind you, when Mike Tyson got on that plane, he said hi to people. He took pictures. He took selfies with people. Got in his chair. Wasn't a problem until this dude wanted to act stupid and become famous. And now you famous. You the person that got your ass whipped on the flight by Mike Tyson. Congratulations. You played yourself. I would hope that, Mike, he got off that plane. Let me go talk to my lawyer.
Right.
Hey, you know what's going on? It's about to go down. I love you, Mike.
Yeah.
PK, what's wrong?
Well, I know the guy's name's Melvin. I know Melvin learned a lesson that day. Leave people alone. All right, well, Chike wanted to talk about this story. So in Longwood, Florida, a bride and her caterer are both arrested last Monday and charged with felonies for lacing food at the wedding reception with marijuana in February. Seminole County Sheriff's deputies responded to the Springs Clubhouse in Longwood around 9:30 p.m. on February 19th after a wedding guest called 911 and said she thought her food had been drugged. WESH reported. Multiple guests reported having felt spacey or unwell after eating dinner at the wedding reception. Several guests told first responders that they suspect their food had been laced with something. The bride, 42-year-old Danya Jenny, and another person told deputies at the reception that nothing had been added to the food. Guests suspected that Gunley was lying. Miranda Caddy said that one of the men seated at her table figured out what was going on. He's like, are we stoned right now? And everyone was just kind of looking around each other and laughing, and absolutely were. We were high as a kite, out of our minds, she added. Despite the denials by the bride, the sheriff's deputies took the food items from the wedding and had them tested for drugs. 2 months after the incident, toxicology tests determined that the food had at the wedding reception was tainted with marijuana, according to law enforcement officials. Deputies arrested Jenny and her caterer, 31-year-old Joyce Bright, on April 18th. Brian is the owner of Jocelyn's Southern Kitchen in Orlando. Jenny and Brian were booked on felony charges of reckless tampering, culpable negligence, and possessing marijuana because it's against the law in Florida, according to the sheriff's department. Wedding guests said that they had no idea why a bride would want to drug them on her big day. I don't know why. I think this is the biggest question of all of our minds. In speaking with some of the family members, we wanted an explanation. She said some of her friends were unhappy. She was talking publicly about what had been done to them at the wedding. I know so many of my friends wouldn't want me speaking to the media, but I think it's important for people to stand up for what's right. And you have to respect the people's free will and boundaries to have a choice in something like that. As she said, I thought that I was having a heart attack. One of the wedding guests said they were having a heart attack. My heart was racing. And before I went to bed that night, I actually slept in the car right outside of Miranda's, right outside. This was Miranda, one of the guests said that she felt very ill. And some people had to be hospitalized. What was this woman thinking?
I don't know what you was thinking, but somebody could have gotten hurt. And I only say they had to have put so much in that food. Like what? You know what? Please defer to Chike Evans for this one.
Yeah, Chica, this is your story. You want to talk about.
It's your wheelhouse.
What are your
The reason
thoughts?
that I wanted to talk about it is for a number of reasons. And I'm gonna ask you both: have you ever had an edible?
Yes, never again.
Nia, you had an edible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So with me, I've had an edible. I normally forget that I had it because I eat so much, I forget. So when it hits me, I'm like, what the hell? Oh, I did eat something. And I remember, well, can you imagine having that feeling and not knowing that you ate something? And you probably think that you're getting sick. You probably think that the world's about to end.
COVID. Oh,
Something. Okay, so
Right.
that's the first part. That's the first part. It's illegal in the state that you're in, right? And they
Yep.
do consider it a drug. You can go to jail for it, right?
Mhm.
You have to be a nurse or a doctor to administer a drug to an individual, right? So what you did is tantamount to poisoning.
Yep.
You don't know if these people have allergic reactions. You don't know
Right.
what's in their biology.
Medical history. Yeah.
You know nothing of it. What kind of sentence are they going to give this couple for doing this to these people?
Well, the groom was not charged. It was just
he
the
didn't know. I don't think he knew.
yeah, the bride and the
bride and the caterer.
Mhm.
To be asking himself, who the hell did he marry?
Right.
Did they even go through with the wedding? Because the people started getting sick at the wedding, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think they got married. Yeah.
Oh, they had I'm sorry. Child, I ain't never been married. You get the marriage certificate beforehand. Sorry.
So what made me think about this and want to talk about it too, my cousin got married and I was the man of honor at her wedding. She had a bridal shower, which was like in a club, and we came up with the idea of having some edible cookies, but it was something that we discussed. It was
Mhm.
something that we told people about. We brought the basket in with the cookies and it had a label on it.
Right.
These are adults. It was specifically known. Well, my mom and her sisters decided to eat the cookies being ignorant. And then after they ate them, they were like, well, what's going, they were laughing and giggly at first. And then it was like, well, what's, I feel funny. Like, no one told you to eat the cookies.
Right.
These were specifically for her and her friends. You were being greedy. That's a totally different situation. I just don't understand where her mind was to taint all the food for all the guests in
Yes.
the entire wedding. Why? How? Por qué?
I don't get it. I don't understand that. I mean, what was the point? You know what I mean? And that's your wedding day.
Everybody at that wedding should sue the hell out of her.
That's what I was about to say. Like you need to lose your job. You need to lose everything because that's ridiculous. Like
marriage, what a way.
You know, we already don't like eating everybody cooking. So when we go out to, especially to somewhere where like you're not expecting for that to happen, is because we already got to deal with nasty ass food. Now
Right.
you gonna go and put a whole bunch of Mary Jane in it
Right.
and be sitting around here looking like paper passed out somewhere.
And what if someone had to do a random drug test at work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, how about that? Can you imagine these people in the future? Remember that time we was at that wedding and we got high?
I don't get that. I when I heard this story, I was thinking, what was she thinking? What was she thinking?
Wow.
Well, thankfully no one really got hurt, but yeah. Well, listen, thank you, Linnea, as always, for Hot Topics. Check out some movie reviews, and when we come back, our interview with Lavelle. Right back after this.